Welcome to Rigo for the championship game of the LHCO President's Cup. The HRS Hawks about set to do battle with the HRS Eagles. The Hawks will be wearing white with brown and gold and black trim. The Eagles are in the black with red, yellow, and brown trim. HRS Hawks starting Hayden Van in between pipes, and boy was he fantastic. Not only in that semifinal win over Kahnawake, but that quarterfinal game against the Chateauguay Chevalier as well. We call some teams that go on these unbelievable runs cardiac cats. I'm calling this team the respirator Raptors because you've needed a respirator for each of the last two games. A shootout win and an overtime win for the Hawks. And the Eagles, Luciano Burke in goal. We are underway. And the Hawks control. They're in white. Noah Lapierre. And here's Errol Stenberg. Shoving it back in to Eagles territory. Cut off by number 16. That's Alexander Bertie. Bertie comes in. Backhander save made. And the Hawks chip it off the boards, and that'll get out of the zone. Having temporary issues with my tripod, so I apologize, but now we're back. Tristan Gauthier passes one up the wing. And that'll be played over to Leonardo Vanni, 76, taken away, and control is earned by Sternberg of HRS. Stenberg of the Hawks. Yes, HRS is going to win this game, folks. That's the guarantee. HRS will crown a champion here in their hometown, but we don't know which team. This U-15B. The Hawks got here through their semifinal overtime takedown of the Mohawks, while the HRS Eagles got here by beating the crosstown rival Predators, and this will be shot the length of the ice for an icing against the HRS Eagles with 8:42 to go in the first. Eric Lapierre, the head coach of the Hawks, and meanwhile for the Eagles, Scott Hanna. Eagles are also in the regionals. Thank you so much. The Eagles are due for a semi-final game against the Pierrefonds Barracuda, and the Mohawks are in there as well. They'll take on Lakeshore. That's the semifinals coming up next Saturday. Or no, the Eagles actually got to fight for a spot. They play later on today in the regionals, so a doubleheader for the Eagles. There's a lead pass caught in by Evan Allen, 43. HRS Hawks, the 6th seed. They've eliminated the 3 and the 1, and now they got to take down the 2 in order to win the championship. Played off the boards. Eagles intercept. And one of the Eagles backpedaling lost their balance. That was Jacob Alaruzo, 43. And away come the Hawks with numbers. Pass across. Score! Evan Allen, the finish on the 2-on-1. And the Hawks have a 1-0 lead. What a beautiful cross crease pass. And just 2.5 minutes in to the opening period, the Hawks strike first against the Eagles. So the question of which bird will soar higher was answered earlier on. And my kid's giving me a hug. I have to return the favor. And away come the Eagles. Alaruzo, and he just missed the net. Comes back to the point. And Bertie not able to control it. Picked up by the Hawks. Pelleggi not able to control for his squad, and Stenberg pitches it back up the center ice. Touched there by Tristan Gauthier of the Eagles. Off the boards. Alexandre Lécudier getting into Hawks territory. Nice drop pass. And in the slot, the Hawks intercept, and away comes the 6th seed in LHCO, the 6th seed that is in the final 2, the Hawks. One of the HRS Hawks lost their sticks. That's Gauthier picks it up. Alexandre Gauthier threw it out in front, steered aside, and a follow-up chance by Lécudier was blocked. Eagles trying to control it, they do, but the Hawks now pick it up. Here comes Pelleggi. A wrist shot. Oh, that had to be kicked out by Luciano Burke, but that puck was veering towards the net on a dangerous path. And away come the Eagles. Hit the Hawks territory. Look at Birdie! Oh, and on a save by the HRS Hawks at Minor Grand. Out in front, and the one-timer. Boy, Sebastian Sirotenu was right in his wheelhouse. And there's a steal! Score! Luciano LaRoche! 2-0 Hawks! And it's amazing what happens during the entire sequence of a game. The Eagles have a glorious chance. Birdie stopped by the glove hand of Hayden Grun, and then the Eagles turn it over. Their defenseman falls, and that sends Ludovic LaRoche all alone, and he makes no mistake. And right now the HRS Hawks are soaring over the Eagles. But the game's only 4 minutes old. Actually 3:54 if you want to be specific. We have 6 minutes, 6 seconds left to go in the first period. Hawks corral it. Back to the point. Bryce Cuomo. He scored the game-tying goal in the semifinal the other night. Banks it off the boards, and the Eagles corral and send it back in. Cuomo. And that play is picked up by the Egg. Karam's out in front. There's the shot by LaRoche. Not on there. Wraparound shot. And that hit the side of the net as it was stuffed. And now the Hawks scoop it up. There's a quick shot. That was blocked. A centering feed. Got a whistle. And the net's off its moorings. Nothing HRS Hawks. Evan Allen and Ludovic LaRoche have the Hawks goals. Wayden Best, who scored the overtime winner, takes the draw. That was the semifinals against the Mohawks. Huxham, who's on the wing, had a goal in that shootout against the Chateauguay Chevalier on Monday night in that quarterfinal. And Evan Allen is back. Turned over. And that'll get out to center ice where it is corralled by Stenberg. Stenberg plays it up. 4:54 left to go in the first period. 2-0 Hawks. Kicked ahead. Hawks try to feed it out in front. That pass is broken up by Markson. Off the boards. Puck kept alive. Out in front. And that is broken up as Huxham had the shot opportunity. And away come the Eagles. Michael Rio coming in. Rio on his onside. Tried to stuff it in, and that got stuck along the post. Picked up by Bertie. Bertie, beautiful feed. And that misses. Follow-up chance comes free in front of the slot, and the Hawks scoop it up. And Evan Allen will get it deep, and HRS Hawks have to change. They will, but they will have to have a face-off in their own zone here. Icing was a call on the HRS Hawks. Face-off won by the Eagles. Here's a wrister. Grant makes the save, and he's got it. This is the thing. It's like you're going to walk in when we have the Mohawks and Blackhawks. A lot of these kids have actually played together at least 1 year over the years. And if they're not playing football for the Stallions, then they're playing baseball for the Mustangs. Here's a wrist shot. That won't hit. Or the Rigo Rockies, as some of the kids play. So I mean, there's some familiarity here. They definitely know each other. As Nicholas Tremblay lost it. Pelegi. Save, a rebound, and that's freed away from danger. Puck's rolling on Grand. And Henry Shangel's going to have to scoop it up here. Shangel. Eagles keep it alive. Here's the wrist shot. That won't hit the net. Holtz dropped it back. Shot is blocked, and the Hawks corral and get it out of the zone. Shangel. And that was played by Ladivier. Pass across by LaRusse, broken up. And the Eagles come back. 3-on-2, odd man rush, HRS Eagles. Saved by Grand, and they'll hang on. Face-off won by the Hawks. 2:54 left to go in the first. HRS Hawks 2, HRS Eagles nothing. This is the President's Cup Championship in U-15B. And the Eagles are also playing in the regionals later. A win for them would clinch a spot in the semis. They're not thinking about that right now, though. They're trying to go there with the championship, trailing 2-0, however, to the crosstown rival Hawks. Ludovic LaRusse back up the center ice. Penalty coming up to the Eagles. And this will be a body checking. And looks like Charlie LeBlanc, 91, is going to sin bin, and the Hawks will have a power play here. Already up 2-0. Face-off coming up to the right of the Eagles' goal. Hawks 2, Eagles no score. And the draw is corralled by the Hawks. Comes back to the point. Open look, and that lane got shut off nicely and quickly by Alaruzo. Hawks hold the zone. Behind the net. The Hawks, by the way, are the team that's in white. Pass to the point, held in by Ladivier. That's Stenberg, sorry, 44. Stenberg across looking for Plamondon. Caleb Plamondon's pass hits a skate and ricochets, and the Eagles will shoot it back into Hawks territory. Too much passing right now, I think, for the Hawks. They're going to have to try to get a shot. Even if you've got the man up, you don't really try to go for anything fancy. Going deep is Jason Bertrand. He had the first goal the other night against the Chateauguay Chevalier in that quarterfinal. Back come the Eagles. Moving on in. Shot! Big save by Grand. LaPierre. And there's a pass, and look out, some space. And that'll be knocked away. And not only, as the Eagles shoot it out, not only have the Hawks trailed in both of their games, but in the quarterfinal against the Chevalier, Chateauguay scored the first goal and the Hawks missed their first shot in the shootout. I mean, that's how close things have been for the Hawks, and yet, look at them up 2-0. Here come the Eagles. Final minute of play in the first period. That's broken up as Sirotenu couldn't get a shot away. And that is cleared to the point. It gets out now. 40 seconds left. Henry Changel behind his own net. Ivan Allen. And the feed goes between the legs of the intended target. Hawks forced a turnover here. Follow-up chance. Score! Ethan Huxham! And the Hawks are up by 3 with 22.9 left to go in the first. Wow! Ethan Huxham. Wow. I came in expecting this to be like a 2-1 game, and right now the Hawks with a 3-0 lead, 14 seconds to go in the period. Still a lot of hockey to be played, just not in this period. A shot, save, a rebound. Back to the point. And that's fanned upon, and the Hawks scoop it up. And that'll do it for the first. 3-0 Hawks leading the Eagles. Back as we start the second period of this U-15B championship game of the President's Cup, the HRS Hawks are in business right now, leading the HRS Eagles by a score of 3-0. The Hawks scoring their third goal with just 22 seconds left in that first, and here's an icing call coming up to the Eagles. The Hawks are in white, the Eagles are in the dark jerseys, and the Hawks, I'll tell you this, they looked really good in that first period. They had a couple of things go their way, including a player falling backwards for the Eagles, and some great goaltending as well. If you're the Eagles, you just got to dig. You really just have to dig. I mean, the difference is really just the goals. Other than that, the teams are the same right now. And I know 3 goals is a scary sounding deficit, but you still got 20 minutes left of hockey. It's not over yet. And away come the Eagles. A wrist shot off a shin. And we saw it in that 13B game. There's a pass in front, score! Well, there you go. And the Eagles have life. Jakob Alaruzo. A minute or 45 seconds into the second period. Wow. What a feed out in front. Alaruzo gets free and snipes this one over the shoulder of Hayden Grand, and the Hawks lead is cut down to 3-1. Away come the Aigles. Maynard. And this shot won't hit the target. Birdie. And this shot ricochets back out to the blue line, and the Aigles pin it behind the goal. Out in front, the pass is intercepted by the Hawks. Wide of the net. Eagles with the steal. Comes out in front. Backhander, pad save, Grant, a rebound, Grant, a second stop. Follow-up chance sent wide of the Hawks net. And the Eagles keep it alive. Grant is going to freeze this. And this has been a really good bounce back period for the HRS Eagles. Yeah, really good bounce back period. The Hawks took it to the Eagles in that first, and now the second period comes, and right away, just 45 seconds in, the Eagles get a goal, and then right after that, a good bounce back shift. Turnover in the Hawk zone, and that'll be shot around the horn by Lewis Holt. Out in front it comes, and that feed got stuck behind the net, and that will halt play with 8:05 left to go in the second. And just to think the Eagles have another game after this. They got the final game of the regionals against the Pierrefonds Barracuda, I believe. And either they or the St. Laurent Warriors are moving on to the semifinals of the region. Chipped out. And the Hawks shoot it into Eagles territory. Here's Evan Allen, one of the goal scorers for the Hawks. Stenberg threw it out in front. Intercepted by HRS. And that'll be intercepted by the Eagles. Holt. And now Vani shoots it back in behind the Hawks net. Caleb Plamondon. And that pass ricochets off of an Eagle and played to the point where it's held in by the Aigles. This shot bounces on net. Grant makes the save and they'll head on. 7:18 to go in the second. Hawks 3, Eagles 1. Face off to the left of Grant, and the Eagles control. Comes back to the point. Markson. And that shot lands on net. Rebound. Out in front. And the Hawks come away with it. Trombley. And he got stripped. Gauthier with the steal. Tremblay back in, and Tremblay knocks it down, trying to feed it, and Anderson with the takeaway, Jacob Anderson. And the Hawks will corral it into Eagles territory. Larrivier coming in. And that shot ricochets on net. A little extracurriculars after the whistle. Nothing will come about though. They say cooler heads prevail. Hawks leading this thing 3-1. 6:35 to go in the second. Face off to the left of the Eagles' goal. And it is corralled by the Hawks. Shot back in by the Hawks. Icing waved off as the Eagles, Alexander Berti behind the net. Well, that's Evan Hanna, sorry, 15, not 16. Up the ice. And the Hawks keep it alive. Good keeping there by Plamondon. Out in front, shot, pad save! And Burke has it. Luciano Burke coming up with a big save with 6:10 to go in the second. Good bounce back shift here for the Hawks. The puck has not been here to our left that often here in the second period. I think the Hawks really needed this to alleviate some of the pressure off of their defense. Shot back into the corner. And Bertrand's pass, goes back into Hawks territory. And look out, Stenberg being put under pressure. And back on the Hawks. Bertrand into Eagles territory. One-on-one trying to go up against Van Ries. And Van Ries made the play. And now the Eagles come back. Somebody's lost a net guard out there, it looks like. Here come the Hawks. Arister. Bertrand after it, but the Eagles will break out. And back come the Aigles. Lequier into Hawks territory. Nice move, Lequier. And his shot ricochets off the other side. Chipped wide of the net. And the Hawks come up with it, and that'll be shot into Eagles territory. Gauthier made the pass, and the Aigles come in. Berti coming in. Berti. Stop, and the rebound will be cleared away. And they move it. That's Braden Biss, who scored the game winner against the Mohawks. Biss pass is deflected, and the Hawks now. You can see it out. And the Aigles will scoop it up with 4:20 to go here in the second. Away they come. Gauthier takes it back. Good hustle from the Eagles defenseman. Gauthier making the moves. Gauthier. And it rolled off his stick. Gauthier has a look, threw it out in front, picked off, cleared to the point but not out. Here's a wrist shot that hit the derriere of the Hawks attacker. And HRS, the Hawks get it out. Obviously HRS is playing. Both teams are from HRS. And it's the Hawks bring it back in. Beast. Slides it across, good feed. Hacks him. Save. And Huxton turned away with 3:38 to go in the second period. The Hawks have a 3-1 lead here over the Eagles. With 3:38 left to go in the second. Face-off will be coming up to the right of Luciano Burke. Xavier Larrivier on the draw. Again, if you're just joining us, the Hawks are in white. The Eagles are in the dark colors. Face off one back to the point. Slap shot, tipped. Goose. Oh, it goes to the blue paint. Boy, Nicholas Tremblay was right there. He just couldn't jar it past. Down and out, Luciano Burke, who I believe got a piece of it as well. And the Aigles come back. This is Sirotano, and he had it taken away. Back come the Hawks. Larrivier Dumps it in deep. Anderson trying to get there for the Hawks. And now it's played back to Stenberg. Stenberg, Plamondon settles it in. Darivier now for the Hawks. Darivier threw it down in front, intercepted by the Eagles. And that'll be played up and back out to center ice. And the Hawks force the turnover. Stenberg. Stenberg circles back. Stenberg. And that feed is broken up. And the Hawks will get it up. And away come the Hawks. Darivier. And that pass is broken up. Gets back to the point. Darivier holds it in. Darivier threw it out in front. Played at the point. Hawks hold the zone. A shot off a shin. We got a whistle. And we have a cross-checking call on the goalie coming up with 2:17 to go in period 2. All right, power play for the Hawks. HRS Hawks 3, HRS Eagles 1, and the Eagles shoot it out of the zone. Bryce Como, he's got a wicked bullet from the point. He's on the back end on this power play. Como, nice little spinorama. Sends it across for Bertrand, and that rolls off Bertrand's stick. Bertie. Bertie and Bertrand going at it there, and two Eagles collide, and that'll force a turnover, and HRS will regather in their own zone. Played across, and the Rush, who's got one of the Hawks' goals, not able to handle it. Look out. Away come the Eagles, and that backhander shut off by Grant. Pass goes behind Bertrand, and Bertie on it for the Eagles. He gets rid of it. And away come the Aigles into Hawks territory. Thrown out in front, nobody home for the Eagles. Bertrand, trip, penalty coming up. Oh boy, this is going to be a fork in the road opportunity coming up for the Hawks. 5-on-3. As Bertie goes to the penalty box, and that's one of the Eagles' most efficient defensemen gone for 2 minutes or less. 1:11 left to go. The Hawks have a 5-on-3. And you know what? If this was the middle of the period, I think they would use a timeout here. But we got a minute left in the period, 1:05 to be exact. 5-on-3 power play Hawks. Pass across by Como, a little too far. Off the boards. Held in. Como sets up, and he fanned on the one-timer. He's got to drop a little lower, too. Get a little lower. Don't be afraid to let that one-timer go if you're number 60 in white. He, as we saw the other night, has an absolute bomb from the point. 30 seconds left to go in the period. And away come the Hawks. Broken up and shot out of the zone. Blake Como. And that'll do it for the 5-on-3. 5-on-4 now for another minute. 10 seconds left in this period. Shot off the boards will get out. The Hawks scoop it up. Shot back in as Shanghai couldn't get it up. And the Hawks are 10 minutes away, folks. They lead 3-1 after 2. Well, the HRS Hawks are 10 minutes away from a title. The HRS Eagles are 10 minutes away from seeing their title hopes dashed in the President's Cup chase. If the Hawks win, it will mean they knocked off the 3, the 1, and the 2 seed in back-to-back-to-back games. Now hang on to your hats. Here we go. 20 seconds gone by in this third period, and 30 seconds left to go in the power play for the Hawks. Never underestimate how big of a penalty kill this could be. The Hawks have not looked particularly dangerous on the 5-on-3, and now it's a 5-on-4, and the Eagles will send it back deep. And look out, here come the Egg, broken up. Plamondon with the expert breakup. And Caleb Plamondon is away. Plamondon. Centering feed, broken up, and the Eagles will now intercept. And that's knocked down 6:47 for the Hawks. That is Tremblay. And the Eagles kill the penalty. 1 minute gone by here in the third. And away come the Egg into Hawks territory. Centered out in front. Blocked in front of the goal by Stenberg. Errol Stenberg kicking the shin out to block that one. Look out, a turnover. Gaudivier had his pocket picked. And Bertrand now on the intercept, shoots it back into Eagles territory. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. And the Eagles poke it up into Hawks territory. Pelegi passes deflected back out to number 60. Como, and his shot won't hit the net here. Como's feed intercepted and shot back into Hawks territory. The puck is slowing down, not going to make it for Isaac. Bertrand has to hustle to pick that up. 7:45 left to go in the third. Hawks 3, Eagles 1. Here come the Hawks into Eagles territory. Nice little move! Oh, they airmail it over the top of the goal. Played back to the point, and the Hawks shoot it back into Eagles territory. Bertrand tries to stuff it on the side of the goal. And the Eagles will send it the length of the ice. 7:10 left in this one. The Hawks leading the Eagles 3-1 here on Baby Blue Memories. Again, if the Hawks win, it would mean they knocked off the 3-seeded Chevalier, the top-seeded Mohawks, and the 2-seeded Aigles back-to-back-to-back games. That is an incredible run. But the job isn't finished. Uh-oh, one of the Hawks blew a tire. Clement, he gets back up. I guess that flat was fixed pretty quickly, wasn't it? And the Hawks trying to get started. Eagles intercept, and away they come. Markson going to the goal. Maynard as well. Wraparound pass, and that's blocked. Evan Hanna. His pinball's on goal. Gobbled up by Grand with 6:38 left to go in the championship. The Hawks lead the Eagles 3-1. Face off to the left of the Hawks goal. And it's played back to the point. Eagles hold it in. A wrist shot, blocker save. Turned over. Backhander. Nice stop by Grand. Some anxious moments in the Hawks zone right there. And that clock is now the biggest enemy of the Eagles, trailing 3-1 with 6:24 left to go. Eagles win it. A shot off the point. That's blocked. With direct face-off win right off the draw. They get a one-timer. Back to the point it goes. Here's a wrister. That's kicked out. Off the wall. And the Eagles hold it. Chipped off the boards. That's going to get out. And it'll reach the goal line. Icing on the Hawks. And now we're under 6 minutes left. 5:59 to go here in this third period. The Eagles need 2. They can't get both at the same time. They need to start with 1. Hawks 3, Eagles 1. And you can feel like as if momentum's shifting to the Eagles a little bit here, but is it too late? Como off the boards. Tremblay gets it out. Tremblay kicked it out. And the Aigles shooting into Hawks territory. Como. That'll be played to an open point. And away come the Hawks. Como puts on the brakes. Como shoots. Como. A wrist shot. That'll miss. Picked up by the Eagles. And the Hawks ship it back into Eagles territory. Wraparound try! Where is it? It's stuck behind the net, and now the Eagles get it. Held in by Plamondon. A wrist shot. No. And the Eagles take it away. And away come the Eagles. Across center. 4:50 to go. Pass on the outside. And that is stopped by Grant. Rebound blocked. Lardivier got in the way. Broken up. Backhander, that doesn't go through. Picked up by the Egg. Broken up. And the Hawks can't clear it. 4:25 left to go. Lardivier up in the air, knocked down, and the Eagles keep it alive. And that'll get out. Hawks trying to hang on. They lead 3-1. There's 4:10 left to go in this game. Can they win the championship? Not much time left for the Eagles to try and get two. They need to start with one. They make their way in. Markson out in front. That's broken up. And Bertrand comes up with it. Jason Bertrand slides it over. And the player lost their balance illegally. LaPierre gets tripped. And we have a penalty against the Eagles with 3:49 left in the championship. And boy, does this really put the Eagles against the wall. Face off to the left of the Aigles goal. 3:49 left in this championship game. Hawks 3, Eagles 1. Battle of HRS. There's a shot, save, a rebound. Two whacks at it, and they can't get it in as Burke kept it out. Don't be surprised if Scott Hanna maybe decides to pull his goalie out even while they're short. They're down by 2 goals, remember. And if the Hawks score, well, that kills off the penalty. Obviously, you don't want to give up the goal there. And away come the Eagles, making their way into Hawks territory. Gauthier tries to wrap it around. Gauthier picks it up. Oh, and his shot just went wide. You're the Hawks. You can't sleepwalk here. You cannot sleepwalk. You see how dangerous some of these Eagles players are. 3 minutes left to go. Chipped off the boards. A wrist shot. No. Intercepted by the Eagles. 2:40 left in this championship game. There's Stenberg. LaPierre. And it's shot in. Jason Bertrand, first one's on it. He sweeps behind the net. Had it taken away. 2:20 left to go in this championship game. Hawks 3, Eagles 1. And away come the Aigles. Bertie. And it's whacked away. Hawks make the pass. Evan Allen. He's got one of the Hawks goals. And that'll pretty much 7 seconds left in the penalty to the Eagles. And that'll do it. This power play for HRS, the Hawks, is over. Hawks are lucky they didn't touch that. That's a penalty. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. A hooking call against the Hawks. And with 1:39 left, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Do we have a timeout coming? Yes, yes, yes. Timeout. Eagles. Hawks 3, Eagles 1. 99 seconds left to go. A minute 39 left to go in this championship. Eagles on a power play, net empty. 6-on-4 Eagles. They're up by 2 men, but the Hawks are up by 2 goals. Off the boards. And that's shipped out. And there's Birdie coming back. Back up. Markson, offside, yep. Jax Markson accidentally put himself offside.
Empty net! Empty net!
And if you're the Hawks here, the one benefit about playing shorthanded with an open net is you got the chance to shoot for a goal, and if you miss, play continues because there's no icing. Taken away and shot back into Eagles territory by Tremblay. Look out, Como shoots, no. Final minute, last minute of play in regulation. Markson spinning out in front. Birdie trying to get it. Stenberg out in front, giving away, and the Eagles keep it alive. Anderson back to the point, held in. Arister blocked. Ladivier trying to tie up Markson. Markson pass. Markson back to the point. Wrist shot. Glove save, Grand. And he'll hang on with 32.3 left in this championship game. And the Hawks are that much closer to finishing off this incredible Cinderella run. The Cavaliers were the 3 seed, the Hawks beat them. The Mohawks were the 1 seed, the Hawks beat them. And the Eagles are the 2 seed. Can the Hawks beat them? 25 seconds away from accomplishing that. It gets by the defenseman, Van Rees. Shot back in, 15 seconds to go. The Hawks clear it. Down to the last 10. And that's gonna do it. The Hawks are gonna accomplish it. The Respirator Raptors are on top. The HRS Hawks are the President's Cup champions. You want to talk about great playoff runs? Hayden Grand gave up a combined 6 goals in the 5 games. And there was plenty of overtime, and there were shootouts as well. And the Hawks prevail here 3-1. It's a tough one for the Eagles, but if there's any consolation, they are still alive in pursuit of the regional championships. As these 2 crosstown rivals went toe-to-toe here in Rigaud, and it is the Hawks who have soared a little higher today than the Eagles. Remember, the Predators got the better of the Eagles in the final week of the regular season, and that, like you see with any crosstown rivals, there's bragging rights, but most importantly, there's respect, and that's what these 2 teams will show to one another here. And coming up, the banner presentations. Thank you so much. The HRS Hawks are champions. And we're going to get a little closer to ice level here. Like we said, the Hawks have taken out the 3, the 2, and the 1.
Avant de procéder à la remise des bannières et des trophées, on va procéder à la nomination des joueurs du match pour chacune des équipes.
All right, time for the players of the game. The coaches have chosen.
Two players of the game for each team. Donc pour l'équipe, pour l'équipe des Aigles, sorry. HRS, excusez-moi. Le numéro 15, number 15, Evan
Hanna gets the game MVP for the Eagles. And now time for the game MVP for the Hawks.
Et pour les Hawks de HRS, MVP, meilleur joueur du match, numéro 71, Evan Hanna.
What? Oh, Ethan Huxton. No. 43. Evan Allen.
71.
Oh, it is Huxton. Okay. Evan Hanna, Ethan Huxton, 2 players with the initials EH get game MVPs today. And it's the Hawks who soar a little higher than the Eagles today, and they soar to the top of the LHTO in U-15. And now it's time for the finalists. There's a finalist, Jacob Anderson, and the Eagles will gather together for a team photo. Again, the Eagles have a game later on today in the regionals. And if the Eagles win, they're playing in the Final 4 of the regionals. Baby girl! I'm trying to call my kids, sorry. The Eagles have had a great season. Made it to the finals. And now it's time to present the trophy and the championship banner to the HRS Hawks. Well, we've seen 4 champions crowned here on Baby Blue Memories, and maybe next year we'll see even more. Don't forget that phone number's at the beginning of the movie if you're interested in possibly capturing this moment forever. HRS Hawks are the 2022-2023 President's Cup champions of U-15B. Very likable team. They're a team that's based on goaltending, and their defense chips in offensively. And the Hawks have soared a little higher than the Eagles today to win the championship. But both teams obviously soar together as parts of the Hudson-Rigaud St. Lazare Hockey Association. And you've seen this in the semifinals too, with the Hawks paying their respect, showing their respect to the Mohawks in that absolute barn burner overtime. There was a game that the Hawks played in the quarterfinals that was incredible as well, as that one went to a shootout. And now the HRS Hawks will stand alone as champions of the President's Cup for 2022-2023. There you go. There you go. That's the banner. You know, you start training camps in September, and obviously everyone has the same vision in mind. Only one team can win. And unfortunately for the Eagles, second place in the regular season, they didn't get the banner there. The Mohawks did. Second place here in the playoffs. But they still got another chance. And that'll be later on. They're playing in a do-or-die game today. If they win or tie, they will be playing in the semifinals. But this Hawks team just would not be shaken. That's going to do it here from Rigo at College Bourget Arena. We're back Monday night with the championship game of the EHL. Come here, baby girl. We're back Monday night championship game of the EHL. LaSalle Pumas, LaSalle Panthers. Winner of that game will win the U-13B EHL championship. The Hawks claiming a title here in Rigo. Final score, HRS Hawks 3, HRS Eagles 1. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. I'm Brian DeBordo for Baby Blue Memories. Onagi Wahi.